Previously, on Your Opinion.
How did you come into Kampala? What did you use?
Is Uganda's fashion and beauty industry living up to its expectations?
Okay, to a large extent it is no. So should I start with no and go to yes or no? What do models do? Models become faces of different products. Let those girls who are neglected come to Chaos Fraternity. We actually train them, and it is them who have been by the disappointing us. We did miss Brand Miss High School. Now, are there tall girls in high school, senior 1 and senior 2?
Welcome, everybody, to this week's episode. We really appreciate you joining us. This really shows us how we can all learn, live, and thrive off of each other. By sharing our knowledge through our conversations, we will impart some knowledge whilst learning ourselves how to progress even further. Here is your host. Gen TV, we are here.
And now,
Hello. In a few minutes, I will be inviting my guest. He is from the USA. And I'm so excited to have him. Just a brief introduction about myself. Oh, my guest is already on. I'm so excited. You will pardon me about my background. There is so much construction in my background, but that won't stop us from going forward. So please don't mind about I'm sorry about my background noise, because there's so much construction. Otherwise, I'm so excited to have my guest on, and I will have him in a few minutes. My name is Patricia Nakai, your host on Your Opinion every Sundays, and the times differ due to the global time difference. But other than that, let me invite my guest just right away and restart, because time is not on our side. We want to maintain time, and we've got lots of questions for Steve Silver. He's gonna introduce himself in a few. Let me invite him.
Hi, Trish.
Yay! Finally, the internet was trying to, mess up with us.
Well, the problem is I wanted to use my camera on my computer, but for some reason it only invited me on my phone, didn't click over on the computer. So I'm going to shut off the computer. Oh, there we go. I see myself.
Finally. Yes, the internet was just...
But what I'm going to do here,
Okay.
I wanted to use my camera on my computer, but for some reason it only invited me on my phone, didn't click over on the computer. So I'm going to shut off the computer. Oh, there we go. No, it's a delay on the computer, so I'm going to shut the computer off.
Yes.
So we don't have the feedback.
So,
And I'm going to try to position you. Oh, there you go. That's great. Now.
yes, we're good to go.
Yep. So perfect. Sorry about that.
It's okay. I understand these things because due to the internet is on and off, so things can never be perfect, however much you want them to be. How
True.
are you? How is your morning?
Bye. Morning's good. I'm usually up very early in the morning here. I usually work out at the gym and so forth. So yeah, the morning's been great so far.
Okay.
How are you over there?
Have to Pardon? We good. Well, we good. So much is going on, as you can hear very well in my background. There is so much building construction, but that won't stop us from going on. You know. Yeah. So, uh, briefly, can you take us through your acting? Introduce yourself a little bit for someone viewing us out there.
Okay, sure. I'm Steve Silver. I'm an actor and a host in the United States.
Okay.
Originally, I spent actually, I'm following my dream is how I'm going to say it now. And you're never too old to follow your dreams, because this all started back in college 60 years ago. And, well, not even that far, maybe 50 years ago. Anyway, I wanted to major in communications and acting, and I minored in business. But when I went through the audition process, several of them came back and said, thanks, but no thanks. So I decided I had to eat. So I became a major in business and I minored in communication. I'm retired from the corporate world after 50 years, and here I am. I'm doing my dream. So yeah, I'm very excited. You asked for my background. I started. Yeah, no, not for modeling. No, I started. I started,
Okay.
modeling's only been 3 years. Corporate world is,
Okay.
yeah.
Okay.
I was in businesses. I worked for corporate life, so. But now I've been modeling. I did modeling for about 3-4 years. Then I went to hosting the red carpet, and then I started hosting a couple of fashion show events. And since then, now I pretty much do acting. So
Wow. So you're in acting now. You're basically focused on acting.
yes, that's true.
That's
Um, yeah. During COVID, I actually filmed a movie in September that was completed in September of last year. It's hopefully going to be released in the fourth quarter of 2021 to film festivals, as well as marketed for theaters. It's called Jack Be Nimble. It's with Vernon Wells and Bai Ling. They are both two seasoned actors, and I was very honored to be chosen to star along with them in the movie.
okay. Wow. That's a very
Recent,
interesting
yeah,
introduction. Very, very
I got one more
interesting.
film that we just
You
came
know,
out. Thank you.
this
One more
month,
film we've
this
had.
month. Oh,
Yeah, it came out 2 months ago. It's called Let's Play. It's a 15-minute short that we filmed back in March, and now it's been released to 25 or 28 different film festivals. It's actually
okay.
stars myself and my wife, Ivy Dominique.
Whoa, that's
Yeah,
interesting.
yeah.
Husband and
So,
wife in the same movie. We
yep.
get to watch that. We get to watch
it.
that.
Thank you.
Sounds great.
Yeah, it's out at the film festivals. As I said, we've entered
Mm,
20 and we've won in about 15 of them already. Best film. I was fortunate that in India I was elected as best actor for the film, so I was very excited with that. So yeah, my wife and I have done 3 video shorts together. We have another movie coming out. Hopefully later this year. We'll both be in different parts. So yeah, it's been fun.
wow, wow, wow. Sending my regards to her. If she's just somewhere, just say hi.
I
Greetings
will.
from me. Don't forget that, Steve.
Absolutely.
Yeah, so my number, we having the 10 magic questions to you, and that was the first one. You've really answered it so great. I love your journey. It's interesting, it's full of entertainment, and I love that as well. I love things that are entertaining.
Yeah, it's
You don't get old, you don't get the stress. I feel like you've been even so busy that you haven't felt the COVID impact. Staying in the house the whole time when you're not doing something also impacts on your mental health. But I feel like you've been busy on and off. Like COVID, yes, has a negative impact on us, but I feel like you've been, busy. You haven't really felt, it hasn't really impacted on you so much.
that's true. We did, I did work from home for a while until the end of last year, and the company sold. But in between that, I was able to do some acting and keep even busier. I mean, I was busy enough with my full-time job at the time, but the acting came right in at a perfect time, and right now it's taking off for me.
Yeah, that's great. Hollywood is big. How would you plan to penetrate and consolidate it? And are you sure
Well,
big? How do you plan to penetrate and consolidate it? How do you plan to penetrate into Hollywood?
Hollywood's a big market, but in the United States, the market has expanded. The major markets have always been Los Angeles, Hollywood, and New York. Well,
Yeah.
now there's
Yeah.
Chicago and Atlanta and several locations on the East Coast. Texas is another one. So I'm going to be working in right now. I just hired a new agent or joined a new agency, and they're going to play. They're out of Atlanta, so That's the next biggest market right now is Atlanta. Tyler Perry, who
Wow.
is a famous actor here, he opened up a studio in Atlanta. Marvel films are being filmed in Atlanta. Several TV series are being filmed in Atlanta. So Atlanta's the new market. So I have an agent down there that's going to be able to get me down. I'm on the East Coast, so I'm in Philadelphia actually, which is about two
Okay.
hours. So luckily, COVID has brought in self tapes. So you get a casting from a producer or a caster, and you go in, you film your own video, and so they like you, they hire you. It's all done remotely now. So if I'm auditioned for a film that's being made in Hollywood,
Okay.
I'm going to tape right here in my house in Philadelphia, ship it
Okay.
to my casting director or my agent. They're going to submit me, and if I like, they'll pay for me to come out and film in Hollywood or wherever. So that's it's Hollywood is the big place, but all these satellite areas are the new place, and that's how I'm going to get there.
Wow, 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 wow. I love it. The fact that, Katy Perry is in, I guess it's a big thing. It's a whole big thing. I love that. Yeah. Any negative impacts on your life as a result of executing this career, the
Well, like I said,
acting career?
yeah, I had a setback 50 years ago, but now, like I said, now I can pursue my dream, and this is a very tough industry to get into. It's a lot. You have to be very thick-skinned because for every film that you get into, you must have multiple dozens of rejections. Thank you, but we're going in another direction, or you could have done this a little better, but we're not going to accept you. I mean, there's a lot of that, and sometimes you don't even get called back. They don't
Yeah, I
communicate
feel
with you. You
like
send it in, and you never hear anything.
and is there a situation whereby maybe you may go for the auditions and they feel like they want the people that have already penetrated into the market? Is there a situation like that? whereby they already want the stars,
I've never.
the different names, the sounding names. Is there a situation like that?
Oh, I've never gone up against any of the big names yet. No, I'm still pretty unheard of. I'm up and coming, we'll say. How's that?
All right, all right, all right, all right. Any villain characters? Any villain characters that you've done, and and if yes, is there any family reaction, like the bad characters in a movie that you've acted, and there is so much? Has there been any reaction from family?
No, because they haven't come out yet. Only little snippets have come out for those films. Like in Jack Be Nimble, I play an older gentleman. I'll call him a gentleman, but I was a cranky old man. I wasn't mean, but I was a cranky old guy, and so nobody's really seen that yet. It'll be out, like I say, in the next quarter of this year, the last quarter of 2021. The film that I played, Let's Play, that we just released and won all the awards. I played a robber that the robbery went bad, and I became a victim instead of the bad guy. So that was a quick turn table, and a couple of others. I'm just playing grumpy, but I'm not the villain. So
Really, you should try out that as well. And you keep trying out, since you're in the industry, you keep trying out several characters, and you get to know how will this person react. Sometimes people have characters that get fans, hate you, yet you're not that person. You
well,
get
I hope nobody hates.
Steve. We're looking for. You should look forward to such characters. Not really, but because you have such a character, so of course the movie gets to the viewers, all the fans. So they're like, "Oh my goodness, this is a different person." Oh, this is you get to hate a person, yet you don't know them in reality.
Yeah, that's true. I'm really a nice guy. I really am, even though I play grumpy people.
um. Then my next question is: would you love, or would you like to extend your career beyond borders in Africa, like Uganda?
Oh, yeah, that's one of the reasons why I joined the new agency, which is called Mannequin Agency, by the way, Mannequin Talent. They're an international agency, so they're going to represent me to various films. It could be India, it could be Uganda, anywhere, China. So yeah, I love to travel. My old job, when I was in the corporate world, I traveled a lot. Unfortunately, I never got to Uganda or any of that continent, but I was to Asia.
The Africa continent.
No, I have not hit the African continent, but I've gone to Asia and India, in Asia, South America, and of course North America and Europe. So, but yeah, I'd welcome the opportunity to shoot a film in Uganda.
Okay, we shall be waiting for you. Looking forward for that day, Steve. You'll be on the plane letting us know, you know what? I'm coming to Uganda. There's so much for you to see here, that maybe you do not even know about. I guess you've heard about Uganda, you know. There's so much in
I've heard,
Uganda, and
oh yeah, I've heard.
very good. Actually, there is good talent in Uganda when it comes to acting. There's so much here. I guess you will enjoy it if your agency gets to meet people here in the industry. So put that in your
Well, if
books.
I was going to say, if you hear of any films that are being made there, please let me know.
Yeah. But please write it somewhere, and you will not regret, because I guess it's gonna be, if you give it a thought, and put, or just to visit to see what they do, their content. I will share with you some channels that you can actually be watching, and you see their content later on. It will be, you won't regret it. It's good. They're good people, and they're actually good people to work with.
Well, I welcome the opportunity, like I say. So if you have places you can send me to look, I'd be more than happy to take the opportunity.
All right, all right, all right. Um, you're an advocate, right? And a cancer
Oh, yeah.
advocate. Yeah.
Yes. I'm an advocate for human rights. I've been to the United Nations for Bangladesh, where there were people that were being tortured in Myanmar. And so, and they wanted to go home, but they weren't allowed to. They're living in these transient camps, which are really terrible. And I was a very big advocate for that. I'm also a big advocate for cancer research and cancer treatment methods. I've had many family members that have died of different forms: ovarian, breast, skin. Uh, so yeah, I'm a big advocate for those organizations.
Um, since you're an advocate, and in Uganda, I will speak on behalf of my country. I have visited one of the homes in Uganda. These are people that have tumors. Some of them have turned into cancers, and I feel like there is less advocacy, or there is less calling of cancer, which is really a very big disease that people are reluctant to realize that. How can you work together hand in hand with, I should say, Africa, you know Africa or Uganda, to come together? Because I may be an advocate in my country, but I do not know how how I can reach out to Silver, or someone out there is trying to help what they have, but they do not know how to reach out to Silver, how to get the education, how to get the literacy. Videos of these people. It's actually called Eseza Foundation. This is a lady in my country who woke up. I think she had a calling, and she has been picking up kids with tumors. I'll share a few pictures with you in your inbox, and you see. And she walks every day. The fact that we've been in lockdown, she couldn't walk on streets, but she moves on streets to ask out for help, because it's not that the government is giving her help. No, she goes car by car asking for some little money to help in the operations of these big tumors, because these tumors cause the cancer sometimes, and
Right.
the skin, yeah, and the skin all as well. So she has different kids from different parts of Uganda, and I was so touched when I visited these people. These are youth like me who are so, they've accepted the fact that they're suffering this, and they're interested in doing several things, doing this and that, and I was really touched.
Sorry, we had a little break in the, yeah, we had a little break in the internet there.
Yeah, 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 yeah. I was saying, these are people, these are youths like me. Steve, are you getting me?
Yeah, I'm getting you.
Yeah. So they want to do these things, and I was touched, and I'm like, isn't there any isn't there any way you can try to maybe work out with us, with the cancer, or with Africa, you know, for the advocacy, for the literacy, to get people to know these diseases, because they are there, but it's just that people do not know what is going on. They are not literate about the disease. They feel like it's no big deal, but I think it's even killing people more than the corona that is, you know, that is a new virus in us. It's even bigger than the the HIV that people were really scared of, because guess what? We can now use medicine, and and you know, we prevent to die from AIDS. But what of the cancers? What's your say about that?
Well, yeah, in the U.S., for example, we have a lot of the media gets involved a lot, not just celebrities, but doctors and professionals, and the multimedia that's out here, the radio, the TV. You get a lot of that support or education and support coming from the multimedia, radio, TV. Um, Now we have the internet and a show like yours. You know, those are the types of ways to communicate with people. The problem is not being able to get out there. It's getting people to, sympathize with it and be interested in it, rather than just turning their backs on it and going about their lives. There are a lot of people out there that all they're concerned about is themselves and working, until it happens to them or happens to one of their family members. Then it's, oh my gosh, what do I do? I think with your help, Trish, and others in Uganda, to get out with the public television network or any kind of, well, I don't know what you have there as far as communications, radio, TV, if the internet, social media, those types of things are how you're going to make the public aware of it. And I think you have to appeal to them in such a way that it hits home, rather than just say, we have this major problem out here. I mean, if you were to approach it to say your family member or your distant relative had cancer and nobody knew about it. Cancer is more dangerous with statistics. Cancer is more dangerous than HIV. We now have a cure or a way to monitor or manage HIV, sometimes cure it, but manage it. We need to change our efforts and move towards cancer, which is a hidden killer. I mean, there's no way about it. Skin cancer is probably one of the worst ones. My father, God rest him, he had melanomas all over the place. They were, cutting him and so forth. I go every 6 months to a dermatologist and get tested as a preventative. And those are the types of things you need to educate people to. I mean, you're in Uganda, and most of the people you have bright sun and so forth and so on, and people are out there working without protection, sunscreens, hats. There's materials now that you can wear that help you wick, but it also protects your, so the sweat comes off, but your skin is protected from the ultraviolet rays, which cause the damage. So yeah, I mean, it's a matter of education, and you have social media, you have television there and radio. That's how you got to go about and do it.
Right. Ronald Star, Uganda, has a question. Actually, it's not a question, but I think a suggestion. And is like, I hope Steve teams up with the Ugandan Tourism Board to work on a film project here. What's your say? It's in the comment section. Steve, Ugandans are after you.
As I said,
what's your say, Ronald Star?
Anybody that has a good script out there, please send it to my agent, which is again Mannequin, MANIKIN talent agency, and they're out of Atlanta. And you can find them on.
I think.
Yeah.
I think you will write that down in the comment section for those that haven't really had that. I hope Steve teams up with the Ugandan Tourism Board and work on the film project here. Yes. So Steve, Ugandans are
I'm,
on your back.
I'm typing.
Okay, okay. All right, all right, all right. Uh, I guess theaters are inaccessible for the reasons we all know, because of Corona and all other reasons. What lies ahead as far as cinema is concerned?
Well, the first thing you got to do is you've got to get COVID under control, or any disease under control and under management. Now, in the United States, for example, the vaccine is here. I've been vaccinated. Many people have been vaccinated. But the problem has come back. You know, they told you could go out without masks. You can come into large areas without masks. But now they have a variant of the coronavirus that they call the Delta. And now what's happening with
That's
it
the
is,
what? Because hold up right there. It's the Delta because there are lots of variants. There is Delta. I don't know, Uganda now we have Delta. I don't know what the first one is called. So
yeah,
what number is that? Because I know there is the first wave, the second wave, and we are afraid of us in Uganda. We're afraid of heading to the third wave. So what's that Delta? Is it the third? The third? I don't know. The third wave or something like that.
I, I, I would probably call it the third wave, if not the fourth. But the thing about it is,
Yeah.
you, now everybody should be wearing masks. I mean, here in the U.S., it's different because of democracy the way it is. People are saying that, oh, we don't have to wear a mask. It's a big political ploy and all this other stuff. Well, the problem is this. I'm vaccinated, but yet the other person that doesn't wear a mask says I'm vaccinated, but they're really not. They can still spread it.
Yeah.
Even myself, I can contract it and be a carrier without knowing it, even though I've been vaccinated. So
Yeah.
so what's happened is all these public places that were being opened. Here's an example: Disneyland, for example. Disneyland in California and Disney World in Florida have now required people to wear masks when they go to the indoor exhibitions. So people are coming back to the mask thing again. And we have to maintain the 6 foot social distancing. Crowding people into one place puts everybody at risk. So the sooner we can conquer and get it under control, the sooner we can get more into the cinemas and the movie theaters and Broadway for plays and so forth, and get together and have bigger events. So it's important for us to be well aware of not only ourselves but our people around us and how this is being transmitted. But in answer to your question about how the film industry is being managed, it's not shut down, because what's happening is they're streaming them on major online networks like Disney Plus, YouTube, Netflix. All of those are now releasing films, and even there you can find pirated versions of some films, unfortunately. But the films that are getting paid to the producers and so forth are being done through these major markets. So.
Don't you miss the physical kind of, getting to people and the launches of these and the gatherings? Don't you miss those?
Well, in the U.S., like I say, we do have the gatherings. We do have the lawn chairs, but if you go to the beach, for example, they're trying to make you social distance. I mean, you can have your family together, But between your family and then the next family over, you're supposed to keep 6 feet.
Oh.
So the beaches are still crowded, but further away. But no, you're allowed to get together with your family up to, I forgot what the number is, but it's a large number. You can get together with family without having any restrictions, but it's where you interact with other non-family members that you should be careful.
Wow, I'm now envying, you know, I'm feeling bad, but we've been in lockdown, by the way, in Uganda. We could not have been indoors for 3 months. You can just imagine.
Oh
And
yeah.
either way, there's so much propaganda in these vaccines, the vaccinations of people. So people are so afraid of getting the vaccines. Even those that have gotten the vaccines are hesitant to get the second due to the propaganda that is being spread, and it's so heartbreaking. We can't gather as yet. We can't have like live performances as yet. It's only even on, like, let's say as weddings, barriers, we have like 20 people to attend in total. Uh, and what else? So it's just movement, trying to go here, there, just the excitement of moving around, but there is nothing much in our country. So I'm like, wow. So I feel like you guys and you're having so much fun, because it's, it gets to a point whereby you are tired of being in the house. You're tired
No.
of being locked out. When they opened us, people just wanted to get in their cars and just drive, not going anywhere or to do something so important, but to just drive and feel the different air in the roads and towns, because we haven't been to town for like a month. 42 days we were down, nothing has been moving on. So guys, kudos to you.
Well, yeah.
Hopefully it's coming to Uganda as well soon, and in Africa,
Well,
because some African countries are still in lockdown as well.
yeah, there's a lot of lockdown, or even in Asia and so forth. In Europe, London, for example, I understand that they went back to a minor lockdown. Again, they're under control. But I mean, we started in March, and not many companies are opening their doors for employees to come back. I had my vaccine about 3 months ago. I had the first one, and then
Was
I
that
got
the
the one. The
first
first one
one
was
or the
nothing.
second?
Well, I've had both. I've had both. The first one was nothing, no problem whatsoever. The second one, because I have strong antibodies, I got another reaction, and that's because your body's fighting it. But it lasted like a flu, 2 days, and I was done. It's nothing real major. I mean, the ones that they say that are really bad are far and few between. But I mean, you,
Silver, what was that? What vaccine was that? AstraZeneca?
no, I had Moderna.
Oh,
Yeah, I had Moderna.
okay.
Yeah, my wife had Pfizer.
She had what?
Pfizer. She had the
Okay.
Pfizer vaccine.
So when did you have, how long does it take for you to get the second vaccination?
I got the first one. It was a month later, 6 weeks. They scheduled me when I came for the first, and I went in and I got the six. Yeah, a month to 6 weeks. It was
Film and
quick.
fashion, these are sisters. I'm losing you. Your internet, you're breaking. Can you hear me now?
Yeah, I can hear you. Yes, we have a late.
The internet.
Can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you now.
Okay, there you go.
Uh,
Before I forget, I
all
wanted to
right.
tell you, during COVID, my wife and I got married. So yeah, we had about 25 people. We had a bigger wedding plan, but we did a smaller 25 people, and it was really nice. So
Wow, congratulations. I
hey,
also, by the way, I feel like, not in a bad way, but I feel like the fewer the people, the more interesting it is. Honestly.
yeah, it was very intimate, very fun. Yeah, absolutely. I mean,
And
how do you go around and
especially,
with hundreds of people there and get to see everybody? You know.
and to be honest, if I ever have mine as well, I wouldn't want so many people to attend. I wouldn't want a bit, because the more the people, you get overwhelmed. You don't really feel the event. Honestly,
True. True.
congratulations about
Thank,
congratulations.
thank you.
And I know you really enjoyed this. Did you you guys had 25 people as a condition? 25.
Yes. It,
Wow.
it was
Including
limited.
your entourage, right?
No, we didn't. We did everything in a venue. The ceremony was done in a venue, and the reception was in the venue. We were allowed to have up to 40 people, but when we whittled everything down, it was 25 people. It was perfect, absolutely perfect.
It seems is you guys it's that's what an African person should, adopt. Not in a bad way, but I feel like the fewer the people, the more interesting you feel the vibe, like you enjoy your day. You feel it, everything, how everything is going on. You just need, the rest of the people can come in later, maybe you hang out a little bit and all, but I wouldn't fancy a wedding of 100 people, 50 people. I wouldn't as well. So
No,
so
actually,
pardon, you're breaking.
I say that's actually
You're on
work.
and
Uh, that's actually kind of a lot of work because you got to go see everybody, and the less people you got to visit, the happier you be and enjoy yourself.
Not really. You mean visiting people, or like chatting after the whole few weeks? No, funds are there. You just call and you like, you
Yeah.
know what? It was interesting. What's up? This happened and all. Because in Africa we have this tendency of, if you didn't call me to my wedding, or if you didn't invite me, that's like bad blood. That's bad blood. Like, someone literally stops to talk to you because you did not invite them to eat food, to, enjoy music.
Oh wow.
So I find it funny. I find it really funny. To me, I feel like the fewer the people, the more you're going to enjoy yourself and you won't get exhausted.
Exactly. That's what I felt. We had a great time.
Thank you. You see, before I even told you, I just think it's the right thing. So the next thing is film and fashion. These are sisters. One girl or boy child seems to be neglecting the other. What's your opinion about that?
Well, sorry. Fashion and film, they actually go hand in hand because I mean, you look at the costumes or the outfits that they're wearing on set. That's fashion. I mean, even if it's a scene where they're in a ghetto or a prison or whatever, that's fashion. It's not stylish, maybe, but it's fashion. So the more elite you go in different scenes, they all work together in some shape or form. I know several designers that I've worked for or with that have gone on to be film designers, and I'm very happy for them.
Oh, so what do you tell a youth out there like me to to should you would you motivate a youth out there like me to push it on, or to feel like, because they feel sometimes they feel like, you know what, I'm going to do fashion, acting is this, acting is that, and then you find another person saying acting, a person like Steve now just opted for acting. So what would you tell
Well,
them?
okay. I
What's
mean,
your opinion about that?
like I say, I started as a model, and my goal was always to be acting. If they see you out there and you have a face and a personality and a certain look, they're going to see you. But if you, I mean, there is some differences. For example, fashion photos are not looked upon favorably for acting photos. Acting photos, they want your head from like here up, smiles, bright eyes, and so forth. Fashion, if you're a model, you're walking and your responsibility is to show the clothes, not to make a show of yourself, but to show your clothes. If you do that right and you have a good reputation within the industry, there are a lot of agencies that are crossover model and actress agencies that you can pursue both of those. A lot of actors are still models, and a lot of models are actors. So it's not, I mean, don't try to buttonhole yourself as an actress or a model. Try to complement it. You always, get a good agency that represents both. Because even in modeling, you're not going to get far unless you have an agency. Because all these fashion shows, a lot of these fashion shows that are in New York, they're smaller. They're not the big ones. If you need to get it or you want to get in the big ones, you need an agent.
So basically, the agency has to, come hand in hand and work with you if you really want to get bigger.
Yes, yes. But just remember one thing.
Mm.
There are agencies that are out there to take your money. They'll tell you pay 2,500. We'll get your headshots. We'll train you in this. We'll do that. An agent, a true agent, doesn't get paid until you get paid. So if you do a modeling job and get paid, the promoter of the modeling show pays your agent, and then your agent will pay you after they take 10 or 20% out. But if an agent comes to you and says, "Oh, we're going to make you a star, but pay me $2,500 or 500 for this or 500 for that," that's not a true agent. The true agent is the person that'll work for you, and when you get paid, they get paid.
Wow. Hope someone out there, you have heard what Steve has said. You're gonna try to do this. Listen to what he has just said. Uh, Steve, do you think we shall ever get back to normal and we gather again, and Steve invites Trish to the US and Trish invites Steve to Uganda with no red listing countries? And because there's so much that, we put aside, and because of COVID, do you have this hope that, one day we're going to gather
Oh,
again?
I hope so. But the problem is that these diseases that come along that cause these red lists are always evolving. Even if you take antibiotics, for example, there's another disease that's going to become a super variant of an existing one, and the antibiotic is not going to help you. Just the same thing with like COVID. COVID is just a virus. It's like the flu, but it's a mutated flu that's become so strong and out of control. So we're always going to have some shape or form of a disease coming, hopefully in the future, not to the extent that COVID's done. And we'll still be able to travel, but we may need to wear masks. We may have to slow down for 6 months or whatever. But I hope someday that this will all become, we learn from this and we move forward with what we've learned to prevent it from happening in the future.
Okay, before we close up, what are your future plans?
Well, right now I am building I have a project. I'm building a studio at home so I can do my self tapes. Right now I'm working.
Where is that?
I'm built on my property. I have a garage I built, and over top I put in a studio for myself for acting, recording, as well as voiceover recording. And my wife has on the other side of it, she's going to have a painting studio because she's a very good painter.
Wow, she's an
So
artist.
she's an artist and she's an artist. She's a featured model. She's been published. In fact, she just got published in 3 international magazines recently
Wow.
on the cover. Uh, and she's an actress. As I said, she's acted with me on a couple of films. So yeah, she's a very talented lady.
That's lovely to hear. That's interesting, to have a couple. How does it feel to, be a couple, the super set couple? Doing the same thing together, You didn't do this well, you didn't do that well, How does it feel?
Well, we complement each other. I mean, we are each other's biggest supporters. For example, I'm preparing for a test, and does the lines with me so that I can do the self tape and record it and send it in. So we both do each other. We both support each other. So it's a
Wow.
great. I mean, instead of going out for support, it's at home. So.
Okay. The internet. I didn't get that. The last, what were you saying?
You didn't,
The internet.
oh, I
The
just said that my
internet.
wife and I work together very well. Yeah. Can you hear me now,
Yeah, I can.
Trish? Oh, okay. No, we work together very well. Um, on set, but offset. I support her, and she supports me.
That sounds great. It's very hard to, be in the same, be a couple and then, working together. Most people do not, recommend that. Sometimes someone, Steve, she may do something and then you do not want to discourage her. You're gonna tell her, you know what, that's good, that's nice, keep it up, try to improve. But she doesn't know how bad it is. But because, you just don't want your partner to feel bad about it. So that's why I'm like, dang, that's good if you each other's support system. That's really interesting. Anyways, we're coming
Well, I
to
mean, as
the
long as
end of
you
this.
both don't have.
You always have to, you're breaking the internet. The signal is really poor.
Oh, I don't know which side it is because mine seems to be
Your
working.
side.
Yeah.
Your side, because you keep going on and off. But I can hear you now.
Okay. Good.
You were saying?
No, I say it doesn't work with people that have big egos because the two of you are fighting against each other. But no, we are
Yeah,
both. Yeah.
I think it needs when the both of you are very open minded and you
Yeah.
understand each other. That's when it rhymes along. Other than that, people with egos, you can't work along. It can't.
Yeah,
It just
that's
can't.
true.
Here. Uh, we're coming to the end of this. Thank you for being here. Thank you for answering my questions so well. And thank you for teaching us, some of us who didn't know what exactly happens on the platform. And, you've shared. That's very good of you. And hope to have you soon on another maybe topic, or maybe when you're giving in different opinions about a different topic. Sending my regards to your lovely wife. Hope you don't forget to deliver my
No,
message.
I won't.
And it's been great. Any questions? Any any review or any point, opinion you have to say in a minute? If not
No,
that, we call it a wrap.
No, I just basically wanted to thank you for having me on your show, and I welcome the opportunity to come to Uganda. And you are Miss Congeniality, so you'd have to show me around Uganda if I was there.
Of course, of course, of course, of course. And I'm looking forward to you as well inviting me to the US because I haven't been there yet. So I'm looking forward, since we've gotten to talk and why. I'm looking forward to staying in touch with you and work on the different things. Yeah, hopefully. Thank you so much.
Well,
I'm humbled to have you on this platform, and hope to have you back.
love to be.
All right. Have a great morning.
You have a great evening.
Regards from Uganda.
Thank you.
Ciao.
Ciao.
Bye.
Bye-bye.
So that was Steve Silver. You've had everything he has told us. Hope you've learned, those that have learned, and we're hoping to have him back soon. But other than that, I remain your girl, Trish, on Your Opinion. See you next Sunday. And thank you so much for those that have tuned in and have passed by. I'm grateful. Keep following up Your Opinion. And till next Sunday with a new guest. It's been your girl, Trish, once again.
Gen TV, we are here.
And now,